Eggs have been called nature's perfect food for decades. They're packed with protein, vitamins, and healthy fats. And for many of us in the USA, they've been a breakfast staple since childhood. But here's the surprising twist. After the age of 60, the way you eat your eggs can actually make the difference between boosting your health and slowly harming it. I've seen so many folks over 60 tell me, "I eat eggs every day. They're good for me, right?" And while that's mostly true, the details matter. Just like putting the wrong kind of fuel in a car, the wrong egg habits can cause damage over time to your heart, your energy, and even your digestion. What's more, these mistakes aren't rare. In fact, most people don't even realize they're making them. The good news: once you know what they are, they're easy to fix, and your body will thank you for it. So today, we're diving into 3 common egg mistakes that can harm your health after 60. And more importantly, what to do instead so you can keep enjoying eggs safely and deliciously for years to come. If you're over 60, your body is going through changes whether you notice them or not. Muscle mass naturally starts to decline, metabolism slows, and your heart and blood vessels become a little more sensitive to what you put on your plate. That's why nutrition matters more than ever. Every bite is either helping you or hurting you. Eggs are one of the most popular breakfast foods in America. According to the USDA, the average American eats about 280 eggs per year. That's more than 5 eggs a week. They're affordable, versatile, and easy to cook. Plus, they deliver important nutrients like vitamin D for bone health, choline for brain function, and high-quality protein to help maintain muscle. But here's the catch: after 60, your body doesn't process certain foods the same way it did at 30 or 40. The same egg that gave you energy and kept you full back then might now be contributing to higher cholesterol, digestive discomfort, or blood sugar fluctuations, depending on how you prepare and pair it. And it's not just about the egg itself. It's about cooking methods, portion sizes, and what you serve alongside it. These details can make the difference between a breakfast that supports your health and one that slowly undermines it. In this video, we'll uncover 3 egg mistakes that many people over 60 make without realizing it. I'll explain why they're harmful, what's happening inside your body, and exactly how to fix them with simple, realistic changes you can start tomorrow morning. So, let's get started with number 1. And this one surprises almost everyone. Number 1, overloading on fried eggs and added fats. When we think of a classic American breakfast, it's hard not to picture 2 sunny, side-up eggs sizzling in butter, maybe with a couple strips of bacon on the side. It smells amazing, it's comforting, and it's what many of us grew up with. But here's the truth: for someone over 60, starting the day with a high-fat, fried egg breakfast on a regular basis can be rough on your heart and blood vessels. Why? Well, let's break it down. Eggs themselves do contain cholesterol, about 106 milligrams per large egg, mostly in the yolk. Now, dietary cholesterol doesn't affect everyone's blood cholesterol in the same way. But when you combine that cholesterol with a lot of saturated fat, the kind found in butter, bacon grease, or even coconut oil, you can trigger higher LDL cholesterol levels. LDL is the so-called bad cholesterol that can contribute to plaque buildup in your arteries. And after 60, your arteries are already more prone to stiffness, meaning plaque can cause more trouble more quickly. It's not just cholesterol either. When you fry eggs at high heat in certain oils or fats, you can produce compounds that promote inflammation in the body. Chronic low-level inflammation is linked to heart disease, arthritis, flare-ups, and even memory problems. So, does that mean fried eggs are off limits forever? Not at all. The key is moderation and method. Instead of frying every day, try poaching, boiling, or making a vegetable-packed omelette with just a light spritz of olive oil spray. If you really want fried eggs, consider using a nonstick pan with a minimal amount of avocado oil, which holds up better to heat than many other oils, and keep the heat moderate, not scorching. Also, think about what's on the rest of your plate. Instead of pairing fried eggs with bacon or sausage, more saturated fat and sodium, go for sautéed spinach, sliced tomatoes, or avocado. This way, you're still getting healthy fats, but the kind that supports heart health rather than working against it. A lot of people don't realize how much better they feel when they make this shift. I've had clients in their 60s who swapped their daily butter, fried eggs for boiled eggs with whole, grain toast and veggies. And within a few weeks, they noticed lighter digestion, more stable energy, and even improved blood test numbers. The takeaway here is simple eggs are not the enemy, but cooking them in too much added fat, especially the wrong kind, can be harmful over time. Choose cooking methods that protect your heart, keep the nutrients intact, and still let you enjoy your breakfast. Number 2. Ignoring portion sizes and protein balance. One thing I notice all the time when talking to people over 60 is that portion sizes can quietly creep up without anyone realizing it. Eggs are small, so it's easy to think, what's the harm in having 3 or 4 every morning? But here's the thing, after 60, your body's needs change, and so does the way it handles certain nutrients. For most healthy adults, 1 to 2 eggs per day is generally safe. But when you regularly go beyond that, you may be taking in more cholesterol and fat than your body can process efficiently. Remember, the liver already produces cholesterol, and when you add too much from food sources, especially animal-based ones, you increase the strain on your cardiovascular system. But portion size isn't just about cholesterol. It's also about balance. Eggs are an excellent source of protein, but they're not the only protein your body needs. Relying on eggs for protein means you might miss out on the benefits of plant-based proteins like beans, lentils, and nuts, which bring along extra fiber, antioxidants, and heart-healthy fats. Here's another factor to think about: digestion. As we age, our digestive system can become more sensitive, and too much of any one type of food at once can cause discomfort. Ever felt sluggish after a big breakfast of multiple eggs, toast, and sausage? That's your body working overtime to process a heavy load of fat and protein, leaving you with less energy for the rest of the day. A healthier approach is to treat eggs as one part of your protein plan, not the entire thing. For example, you could have 1 egg scrambled with spinach and mushrooms, plus a slice of whole grain toast topped with a smear of almond butter. That way, you're combining animal protein with plant-based protein and healthy carbs for longer, lasting energy. Some people worry that cutting back on eggs means they won't feel full in the morning. But fullness comes from a combination of protein, fiber, and healthy fats, not just one ingredient. Adding veggies to your eggs, choosing whole grains over refined carbs, and including a healthy fat source like avocado or nuts can keep you satisfied well into lunchtime. Another tip: think about eggs beyond breakfast. Having 1 hard-boiled egg as part of a balanced lunch, alongside a hearty salad with chickpeas or a vegetable soup, gives you protein without overloading your morning. The key takeaway for portion control is simple: 1 or 2 eggs a day is plenty for most people over 60, especially if the rest of your diet includes other high-quality protein sources. Too much of a good thing can still tip the scales in the wrong direction when it comes to cholesterol, digestion, and overall balance. Number 3. Pairing eggs with the wrong foods. Sometimes the problem isn't the eggs at all. It's what's sitting next to them on the plate. And for many Americans, the classic egg breakfast can actually be a health hazard after 60. Think about the typical diner-ordered eggs, bacon or sausage, white toast with butter, maybe a pile of hash browns. It's comforting, it's nostalgic, and yes, it's tasty, but it's also a triple hit of saturated fat, sodium, and refined carbs. When you put those together, especially first thing in the morning, you can set off a chain reaction in your body that raises blood pressure, spikes blood sugar, and inflames your arteries. After 60, your body becomes more sensitive to sodium, meaning salty processed meats can push your blood pressure up faster than they did years ago. High blood pressure is one of the biggest risk factors for stroke and heart disease, and breakfast is not the time to start that climb. The refined carbs in white bread or greasy hash browns aren't doing you any favors either. Without much fiber, they cause a quick jump in blood sugar, followed by an energy crash, which can be especially problematic if you're dealing with insulin resistance or type 2 diabetes. The good news: you can still have a satisfying breakfast without giving up flavor or tradition. Try pairing your eggs with whole grain toast, roasted sweet potatoes, or fresh fruit. Swap processed breakfast meats for turkey bacon, smoked salmon, or even a side of black beans for extra fiber and plant protein. Another overlooked trick is loading your eggs with vegetables. peppers, onions, tomatoes, spinach. These not only add color and flavor but also bring antioxidants and fiber to the meal. Plus, vegetables help keep portion sizes of higher fat foods smaller without leaving you hungry. If you're eating out, don't be shy about customizing your order. Most restaurants will happily swap in a side of fruit instead of hash browns or sawed-odd veggies instead of sausage. It's about making the small swaps that add up to big benefits over time. The bottom line, eggs themselves can be part of a healthy diet after 60, but what you eat alongside them can make the difference between supporting your health and undermining it. Choose sides that bring more fiber, healthy fats, and vitamins to your plate, and you'll turn your breakfast into a meal that fuels you instead of fighting you. Number 4. Overlooking food safety and freshness. Here's a mistake that doesn't get talked about nearly enough, but it's especially important after 60. Not paying close attention to the freshness and handling of your eggs. When we're younger, our immune systems can usually handle a little more rough play with food safety, but as we age, our immune defenses naturally weaken. That means we become more vulnerable to foodborne illnesses like salmonella, and eggs are one of the top foods linked to those outbreaks. In the US, all store-bought eggs are washed and refrigerated, which greatly reduces the risk of contamination. But that safety only lasts if we handle them correctly at home. I've seen people leave a carton of eggs sitting on the counter for hours, or use eggs that are well past the expiration date because they look fine. After 60, that's not a risk worth taking. Food poisoning at this age can lead to serious complications, dehydration, or even hospitalization. Here's how to keep yourself safe. Always store eggs in the coldest part of your refrigerator, not in the door where temperatures fluctuate. Check the sell by or who's by date and aim to use eggs within 3 to 5 weeks of purchase. If you're unsure whether an egg is fresh, try the water test. Place it in a bowl of water. Fresh eggs sink, old ones float because air has seeped in through the shell. Also, cook your eggs thoroughly. Runny yolks may taste great, but they carry a higher risk for bacteria. For those over 60, it's safer to opt for fully cooked yolks and whites. If you enjoy softer eggs, consider pasteurized eggs, which are heated to kill bacteria without cooking the egg. Don't forget about cross-contamination. If you crack raw eggs on the counter or get egg residue on a cutting board, wash the surface immediately with hot, soapy water, and wash your hands thoroughly before touching anything else in the kitchen. It might sound like a lot of extra steps, but once these habits become routine, you won't even think twice about them. And trust me, avoiding even one serious bout of food poisoning is worth every bit of care. The key message here: eggs are a healthy food, but only if they're safe food. When you prioritize freshness and proper handling, you keep the benefits and eliminate a big potential risk. Number 5. Ignoring the bigger dietary picture. The last mistake is more about mindset than eggs themselves. And it's something I see all the time. People focus so much on whether eggs are good or bad that they forget to zoom out and look at the bigger dietary picture. If you're over 60, your health outcomes aren't determined by a single food. They're shaped by your overall eating pattern. You can eat eggs every day and still struggle with cholesterol or blood pressure if the rest of your meals are loaded with processed snacks, sugary drinks, and fast food. On the flip side, you can enjoy eggs as part of a balanced diet and see your health thrive. Eggs can fit beautifully into a heart-healthy, anti-inflammatory way of eating, but they need to be surrounded by other nutrient-rich foods. Think lots of vegetables, fruits, whole grains, legumes, nuts, seeds, and lean proteins like fish and poultry. This variety ensures you're getting all the vitamins, minerals, fiber, and healthy fats your body needs. It's also about portion balance across the day. For example, if you have eggs for breakfast, maybe you skip heavy animal proteins at lunch and go for a plant-based meal instead, like a lentil salad or a veggie stir-fry with tofu. That variety not only helps your heart but also supports digestion and keeps your meals interesting. Another part of the big picture is lifestyle. Eggs aren't going to make or break your health if you're also staying active, keeping stress in check, and getting enough sleep. But if your diet is high in saturated fat and low in fiber, and your lifestyle is mostly sedentary, then even healthy foods like eggs can become part of the problem. I like to think of eggs as a supporting actor in the movie of your diet. They're great, but they shouldn't steal the whole show. Your health story needs a full cast of colorful, nutrient-dense foods working together. So instead of asking, should I eat eggs or not? The better question is, how can eggs fit into my overall pattern in a way that supports my health? When you shift your focus from one ingredient to your full plate, you take control of your long-term well-being in a way that's both flexible and sustainable.